What happens if you miss the deadline for an employment tribunal claim? Can you still get the claim heard by the tribunal even if you're out of time? Short answer is that you can ask. It's not easy and you're definitely not guaranteed success, but you can make an argument to the tribunal that it would be just and equitable for them to allow you to go ahead with your tribunal case even though you are out of time. Very quick reminder about tribunal deadlines because they are so important. You have 3 months minus 1 day after the bad thing happens at work to start the ACAS early conciliation process, which is the next step that you take to go to tribunal. If you don't do it within that timeline, then your claim will be out of time, and you had better believe that the respondent would be saying that they think that the claim is out of time and should be thrown out. So that's what you want to combat with the just and equitable argument. To be clear, there is no list of acceptable reasons as to why you can be out of time. There is no specific guidance for employment tribunal judges that says, work through this checklist, and if that's the case, then you're allowed to do an extension. It is very subjective. Literally, an employment tribunal judge has said to me that it is one of the most complex parts of the entire process. So there are no hard and fast rules, but we can look at how employment tribunal judges and the tribunal appeals have looked at this in the past. So this case is a really useful one because the judge actually says yes to an extension for one claim, but no to an extension for a second claim as part of this case. So you get a really good understanding as to what rules they're applying and how they're thinking about this extension. See here in paragraph 19 what the 3 reasons that the claimant used to try and justify this extension. Number 1 was that they were trying to address the matters internally. That was a very successful argument here. 2, that they were going through a lot of pain and having to deal with that. And 3, that they didn't know about the tribunal process. That third one did not do very well because this person did have access to a trade union, and so the judge wasn't sure if that was a very legitimate reason. So that first one was allowed to go. It passed the just and equitable test, but this second one did not. And that was mainly because this person wasn't trying to address it internally at the same time, and it was a later claim that was added on. If you look at this second case, you will see that the same argument of I was trying to resolve this internally is successfully employed again. This person also passed the just and equitable test, in part because they were arguing that they had been trying to resolve the matter with their employer internally. If you're thinking about this argument, I highly recommend reading both of these cases and more to get a better idea of how to argue this.